is in need every now and then. You know, everybody. So just we're here to help. That's what we're here for.
I like to say, I mean, first off, absolutely anybody can come. I mean, we're not asking for how much money you make, where you live, anything like that. We just ask you to sign your name.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to sign your name, you can sign an X. We're just trying to get a number, right? And that there are so many reasons why people might be in need. You know, there are people that are physically hungry, right? That need that camaraderie, that social. You maybe somebody that's what they're looking forward to every day is just getting out and seeing some friendly faces. Which we have plenty of those.
And we know how the prices of things have gone up, and so towards the end of the month, everybody can use a little helping hand, and we're here to do that. You know, not only just the kitchen itself and the dining room, but with the food pantry, the clothes closet, and things like that. And I'm not proud. I've sometimes dipped in there myself. I need a pair of pants or something, or automatically I need something to go to church with. I'll step in there to grab a pair of pants, and help with a jacket every now and then. So, that's what it's about. That's what the whole entire community of community missions is about. Is giving back to the people that are in need, and and that's what it's there for.
How'd you get into this kind of work?
Well, I've been a chef for 30 years, but I've lived in a mission down in Albany, New York, and I was looking to get out of that area. I had a drug past, drinking past, and that stopped, and I was looking to get out of that area. And a friend of mine was living up here in Niagara Falls, and he brought me up to another mission here in Niagara Falls area, and I started off as their chef, and then wind up coming in as the operations director before I left. And then I came over to the community missions. And I knew Grant for a long time, working back and forth with him, having people come down there. And when they were in need of somebody, I came in. I actually did the maintenance first before I took over as a chef position.
Right.
But now it's good. I feel I'm comfortable. I like being there. I'm going to be retiring in a couple of years, so that's where I want to retire from.
That's awesome.
So.
And you do some overnights as well, right?
I do. I work no. The wife does not let.
Okay.
I have to sleep at home. All right. That's the wife. That's one of the things. My wife, I have to stay at home. I do work the desk every now and then. Running the other mission at the desk and taking care of the homeless there and things like that. I can work the desk. And a lot of the guys that come to us and a lot of the women that come to us, they know me from the other place. So they enjoy that I'm there and I talk with them and stuff like that.
Right.
So.
Great. So again, this is Christian Hoffman. We're with Community Missions on Community Link, just kind of a reset. I'm here with Chef John Bornhoff. We are making bread pudding here, and you're starting to see maybe some of that come together here, but we're talking about the Community Kitchen, one of, 23 different programs that we have at Community Missions. Certainly one of the most forward-facing ones that people kind of know that we've been doing it for almost 100 years. Coming up, 1925, we've been feeding people, and Soup, Soap, and Salvation is what we were founded up on, actually. So where are we at with our bread pudding?
All right, so in this bowl here, we have a dozen eggs, we have a quart of milk, 2 cups of white sugar, we have an ounce of vanilla and an ounce of cinnamon. In this pan right here, I have 1 loaf of white bread. And like I said earlier, you can use any type of bread that you would like. You just have to be careful because some breads are stronger than others. I wouldn't recommend a rye bread or a 12-grain bread. But a wheat bread is good, a honey wheat bread. Whole wheat is a little strong, so I would just go with a wheat bread. All right, and then you just chop it up, or you can layer it however you like. But make sure when you add this mixture that you're completely covered. So what I like to do is I actually like to push the bread down when I put the mixture in here. This way it soaks it all up. And this is something that I've learned. I worked under a master chef for a while down in Albany, and he was actually a master baker. And this is the way I do it now is the way he taught me how to do it, is I actually make it the day before or 2 days ahead of time and let it soak and let all that flavor get mixed in with the bread. And just let it soak a couple of days, a day or two in the refrigerator, wrap it very, very tightly. All right, push it all down. And then when you're ready to cook the following day, you want a double broiler, a double water pan, all right, which I would put this in after I covered it with plastic wrap and aluminum foil, all right, and then put it in another pan with 3/4 of the way up with water, and then slow cook it for about 3 hours at the temperature of 250 degrees. And then at the last 20 minutes of that 3 hours, you want to take the top off. This way you get the outside the nice and crispy.
Crusty, yeah.
Oh
right,
man!
yeah.
And this will make the way I like it very, very condensed. This way, and I'll show you why when we cut up into the other one that I've already prepared. But this is pretty much what it does. All right, so you can like I said, you can layer it to make it look prettier, or you can do it like this. I think no matter how you do it, it's going to look good as long as it tastes good. You know, so, and then we would cover it. So right now we're just going to put that off to the side over here, and magic of television.
Voila.
Voila, we have it already done already. And this, like I said, this is one I made with raisins, cinnamon bread, but it's pretty much the same ingredients all the way around, and you can play with it as much as you like, you know, for your taste, you know, how you like it. And you can serve this like ice cream cake, or you know, like ice cream on the side, and heat it. People love it heated. And this is what it looks like in the middle. If you can get a really, really good shot of it in the middle. No, okay, there we go, right there. You can get a good shot of that in the middle. Look at that, nice and condensed. All right, Christian, can you grab a couple of plates from underneath there, if you don't mind?
There we go.
All right, so we're gonna slice it. Now you can make this as thick as you want. All right, I'm not a raisin guy, but I do like my cooking. So I am gonna have a little piece of this myself. All right, and like I said, you can make it as thick as you like. I know Christian liked this, so. And we're going to send a piece home to his daughter because she's still talking about it from the last time. So you can serve it a bunch of different ways. However you like to serve it is fine.
How often do you make this in the community kitchen?
I try to make it at least once a month.
Okay.
You know, we do get a lot of bread.
Right.
So I do have a lot of opportunities to make this with a lot of different breads and stuff like that. But I try to get it like it does take time. When I'm making it by myself and I'm making it for 150 people, it does take a lot of time. So I try not to do it that often, you know, but we get so many, I like to do it when we have events and things like that because we get so much, all right, and we can give away so much desserts and things like that. It's easier that when I have so much other stuff going on, you know, just to give away the desserts. But like when we have an event and things like that, I like to make stuff, you know, so there it is. All right, and we're going to take a little bit of this caramel sauce. All right, and I recommend if you have a sugar issue, you do not want to try this. All right, you can make this very, very low sugar. You know, you have to play with it. If there's ways of, you know, you can use Splenda. You can use anything, you know, imitation sugar if you need to and things like that. So that you can do it gluten-free. You know, it might be, you know, those little issues might be a little bit different with, you know, when it comes to health-wise. All right, this is not a healthy dish. I'm letting you know. But if you can make it healthy, I recommend that you do it that way.
What are some other favorites people rave about in the kitchen? Anything recently?
My ribs, the fish.
What do you do with the ribs? What's the basics?
Well, I make it. I always like to change things.
Okay.
I don't like to keep everything the same all the time. Okay. Sometimes I'll do a dry rub. You know, sometimes I'll do a dry rub. I love using root beer soda. Mm-hmm. You know, and drink it. So I like to. I'll marinate the ribs in root beer. Okay. Same thing with pulled pork. You know, and things like that. Yeah. We have opportunity to change our menu every day. Right. You know, it's not always the same. We get stuff from the food bank. Yep. We get donations, like you said, and we're able to change things every day. It's not always the same. Yep. So it's not like we have to do pasta every Tuesday and things like that. We're able to change, and we can change and give them French fries and mashed potatoes and baked potatoes and rice and noodles and all of that good stuff because we have such an abundance of stuff.
I think it's. Again, I started here 10 years ago, never worked in any kind of human services or anything like that. I think, you know, what I thought of a homeless shelter was maybe, you know, a big gymnasium with a bunch of cots and things, and or maybe dormitory style, right? So this is what Community Missions offers is an old motel with 2 beds to each room, right? Mm-hmm, yes. Same thing in a soup kitchen, right? When you're, you know, hearing of a soup kitchen, you're thinking, is it soup every day?
Yeah, exactly.
Or is it, you know, a meat and 2 vegetables maybe, but just looks like a cafeteria line or something like that. Not the case.
Soup kitchens and shelters have come a long way in the last 100 years. A long way. I've been working in shelters for the last 12 years since I've been up here, and I've lived in one. So I know what they're like, and if you go to certain areas, that's all they have. That's all they have is soup and sandwiches, which is good because it puts something in your system, especially when it's cold outside. There's certain areas that's all they can provide for them. But we are blessed with the community, and we are blessed with other areas that we can provide a decent hot meal for the community, that they will not go away hungry.
Right.
And we have gentlemen that are pretty big guys, and they come in and they need a little extra, like everybody sometimes does. But like you said, we have the opportunity to provide food for the families and things like that, and that's what it's all about.
So this looks delicious. Let's get into it a little bit.
Like I said, I'm not too crazy about raisins, but I like my own cooking.
That's all right.
So we are definitely gonna chow down onto this. And I just want to thank you guys for allowing us to come here, allow me to come here and show what we do at the mission and what the mission has provided for us. And,
no, we thank you so much for what you're doing. I mean, literally the front lines right of the place and serving the community and some really gourmet stuff. I'm going to invite Serena Deacon. She's behind the cameras typically, but this was her idea to try to do a cooking segment, so she certainly should be able to partake in the bread pudding here. So go ahead, let's grab a plate. I'll get a bite before we kind of wrap up here. Get lots of the gooey
and if it goes to your hips, don't blame me.
Fantastic.
We need milk.
Indeed, we should have brought glasses of milk. Indeed. Well, thank you. Thank you so much to Chef John. Thank you to Serena for putting this all together, and for Judy in the back as well for continuing to make all of this happen. A couple of things I wanted to mention kind of on the way out. Hiring. We are always hiring at Community Missions. 25 different jobs are currently posted at communitymissions.org. Just go to communitymissions.org/jobs. You can look through all of those things. We're also profiling those on our social media as well. So positions, full-time, part-time, consultant, in North Tonawanda, in Lockport, in Niagara Falls. If you're looking to do something and make a difference, we would love to have an opportunity to talk to you about that. I mentioned some events in the beginning, but just to recap, thank you to everyone that participated in the Letter Carriers Food Drive back last weekend. Upcoming, we have a closet giveaway days that are going to be coming up Wednesday and Thursday, June 7th and 8th. Come on out. You can eat up here. We'll have some great food for you, a cookout outside, probably hot dogs, hamburgers, those kinds of things. And then everything that we've gotten donated to us as far as clothes or household items, we'll be giving away those days. So hopefully the weather holds out. We can have some fun. So come on out to 1570 Buffalo Avenue on those days. And also our golf tournament will be coming up on Monday, July 31st at Niagara Frontier Golf Club, looking for foursomes, looking for individual players, and looking for sponsors. So we hope that you'll visit communitymissions.org for that as well. So thanks again, John, for coming out and showing us some of your skills here. And
thank you.
We'll just dig in.
If you don't mind me mentioning one more thing, we also have opportunities for volunteers.
Yes, of course, volunteers always. So communitymissions.org/volunteer. You can sign up there and you can help John out.
Yes.
Awesome.
And just not in the kitchen. We have other places too that can always use help. Volunteers.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.